Okay. So we can just stay on this recording for the
Yeah, yeah,
bonus
yeah.
and I can just chop it up. That was so much fun. I was like so excited to get trippy and like talk about mushrooms and psilocybin and aliens and like I don't know. I feel like this week has been so rough that it felt like a nice kind of kooky side adventure.
It's funny. I feel like we're kind of like showing a different side to
Yeah.
us. Like I feel like we really don't come out as like trippy people. Like we don't come out as people who have done as much psychedelics. I would say on the podcast we do not come
Yeah.
across as people who have done as much psychedelics as we actually have
Yeah, it's like, "Hello, we have done a lot of drugs."
done.
But I also feel like it's like so many people I know that are into magic have,
Yes, yes,
but
yes. I mean, it's kind of like it's like how do you get into witchcraft, without. But I will say it's like one of those things too where it's like synchronicity is such a real thing, and it's like, why is it that when you're tripping, that's when weird shit happens? Like,
yeah.
it's
And
not it's not that you were perceiving a perfectly normal thing to be weird. It's literally like you're on psychedelics and then weird shit starts happening.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like this can all just be included in the Patreon bonus, so I'm just gonna say like, "Hey, patrons, we started the
Hi.
conversation, but I feel like this is like good content for
I
us to
think I
talk
think I
about."
think this is great content. Yeah, so this is Patio Ladies. This is the lifestyle branch of Ones and Nones.
Because we are nothing if not lifestyle icons. So I'm gonna take another hit of my Pineapple Express, which I do have to say is my favorite strain of marijuana.
That's so good. That's so
It's
pure.
so good,
I'm
and it
actually
tastes
I'm I'm
delicious.
going I'm going to see, oh, because I live in Texas. Speaking of drugs, so I'm gonna go see my lady after we're done recording today.
Mm.
And then I think kind of the idea is that I'm gonna go to the lady and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store and I'm gonna get something for like a good, just like a really good dinner. Like I don't know what I'm thinking maybe, okay, hear me out here. This is a lifestyle episode. People, we're talking about food. I'm thinking I want to do pasta with pesto and
Mm. I yeah.
pasta with pesto and like cherry tomatoes and like chicken. Like that's really like all I want in my life right now.
Okay, can I just say that earlier this week, Trader Joe's, like I love cooking from scratch. I do, but I also love a good like easy prepared meal hack because
Mm-hmm.
I we work, like we're working people and the Trader Joe's frozen like pesto pasta and we got the pesto, like the Genovese pesto like the chicken that has that like in the regular like the marinated pesto chicken in their pesto frozen pasta is like so good and it was so fast like
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, A plus plus do recommend. But we're gonna make burgers because we're gonna grill outside because it's a holiday and I just reorganized the patio because
Ooh,
I
speaking of
can't
patio ladies,
speaking
hello.
of, and I love the new setup and I'm really excited to work on the chair that I have for when you get here, Nick, but that's another topic for another day. But I was excited to do this because y'all might remember from a few like patio lady episodes ago, like Nick really showed a lot of his magical space and I couldn't because I was downstairs, but I'm
Yeah, yeah,
upstairs.
yeah.
I'm upstairs now, y'all. I'm like on my altar and I do have to start. I think you can kind of see it. So I did this. This is a series of paintings that I did on the moon phases that is above my bed that I
Love,
just
love,
love.
love.
But I'm gonna flip my camera around. Y'all just like heads up. My altar right now is like set up a little different than normal because I'm recording. So things are kind of like moved around. Because I do record on my altar, which I like to think makes sense. I feel like it just kind of, it makes the magic for you guys hopefully a little better. Anyway, so I'm switching my camera, so give me just a second. Do, do, do. Okay. So, hi, Shannon's altar. Hello.
Oh, look at all that green. I'm literally dying of jealousy.
Yeah. So I guess I'm going to start over here because this is like, I've got three little plants up here, but I also have my Baba Yaga candlesticks. Hello. They're chicken feet.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
I have my tiny cauldron, and then y'all will see, like, this shelf here is, like, a lot of my crystals are up here, but I also have some, like, charcoal discs because I have, like, loose incense that I burn. I have my cauldron here. I'm gonna, like, move some of this. I have cauldron and incense. Normally, this is all a little better organized, but I have to shift stuff around when we're recording. But I love my baby cauldron. Like, how cute is she? Hello. Little cauldron. Um, and then you'll see back here, so this little, like, orange thing back here is actually Ivan, my cat who passed away last year's paw print, which I love having on my altar because he was, like, my boy, my first cat, like, he was my first pet. I have extra candles because, like, a woman or a witch can never have enough candles. This is my body oil that I make, so this is just like an old jojoba oil thing, but I do a lot of body oiling as part of my magical practice when I'm, like, meditating with candles, which I love. And then, of course, you guys, I've talked about it a million times for color candle magic, like, birthday candles.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Because
that's the
you don't need sometimes you don't need to burn a whole taper, you guys.
also, guys, I don't have time to burn a whole taper every time, right? So I also talk about how, like, I use my jewelry as, like, magic. So this is my, like, from an old deck of tarot cards I have. This is the Queen of Cups, which I absolutely adore and is just like such big Pisces energy. Like, look at her holding that
Oh
fish.
yeah.
And so I actually keep my beautiful little jewelry bowl on top of it. And you'll see it's like painted with flowers and stuff. But this is the jewelry. This is only jewelry that I wear magically. So, like, I have other, like, more costumey jewelry that's not in here, but this is where anything that has, like, crystals, like my moonstone ring that just fell out of it, everything goes in here. And then you'll also see I have so many dragons. There's a dragon. Here's a dragon. Um, I told y'all I have a lot of dragons. And then, of course, extra little white candles. And then here are a few of my plants. So I have uh there's a pothos, like a pearls. I think that's a pearls and joy, like a pearls and what is it? I can't remember. It's like a type of pothos here that's like really variegated. I have this is a Hoya. This is a shooting star Hoya. And I felt like having a shooting star Hoya on my magical altar made sense. And then this is a philodendron micans. And then as we move over, I mean, there's like a I just love I love peace lilies. So then you'll see I've got this jar here that has like a sage wand. I haven't bought any new sage wands, but I'm also of a like waste not, want not. So I know better now, but throughout the years I've accumulated a bunch of sage wands and I'm just like gonna use them up before I don't buy them anymore, but I'm not gonna waste them now that I have them. And then I'm gonna move my many candles back over. So then here we get into speaking of like family stuff like we did last week. So here's Buffalo, my mouse, but also this is an old jewelry box that I use to store like different magical stuff. So my dragon's blood incense are in here. I also have this cloth that I use for various things in my magic practice, but this is the thing that a lot of girls in the South might have, where this was gifted to me as a baby. It's like this little piece of like lace on white cloth that you're supposed to be able to like wear at your wedding for something old. So
Oh, sure, sure,
I've
sure.
had this since I was a baby, and so sometimes it gets wrapped around a tarot deck. I pull it out for different things. So I love this though. I love having like a jewelry box on my altar. This also opens and has more stuff. Driftwood because I am such an earth witch. And then yeah, I've got a bunch more plants. Like this guy is like my domino peace lily. Nick, you remember our string of turtles?
Oh my god, she's doing so good.
She's so big.
All of my plants from that trip died.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Well, actually, no. The samurai plant is still going, but that's the only one.
Aw. Well, back here you'll see I've got my different my like Chinese money plant. I've got my philodendron Birkin. And then, oh, we get over to my big boys. So I have here, you'll see like in the foreground closest to me, this is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. That's like on a stake. And then I've got Guillermo, my Monstera back there. And then if I point up, more plants. It's just like covered in plants and it looks out onto like the yard space. Some of y'all might remember this from a couple of weeks ago when I got it. And then over here, again, it's like, speaking of like we learn better, so we do better, but it's like I have this abalone shell. I actually have another abalone shell over here. And these are things that I was gifted or I bought really early in my practice. And like now I know better, but I didn't. Oh, also these for like musical representation. Uh, Also, last thing that I'm going to talk about that I cannot recommend enough. If you are a witch that does candle magic, get yourself some tall matches, y'all, for getting into those taper candles when they get burned down super low. Like, get you some long matches. That's going to just save your fingers a lot of
And it's,
burning.
well, because here's the thing. And what I always do is I will use an incense stick to light the candle when it gets down that low. But then the little piece of incense stick falls in there. And then I don't know why, like maybe it's just like a little tiny bit of OCD, but like I hate to see that little piece of incense stick that falls in there sometimes.
Mm.
And then that kind of like ruins the whole vibe for me.
Yeah, I love these things. Like, look at how big these matches are.
Right.
It's the size of my face. So yeah.
I had to share because I feel like I might have shown this last time, but this I've been wearing it so much, but my little kyanite necklace that Cooper made for
Ooh,
me.
I
So
love that.
it's not blue kyanite. It is like the darker kind of gray kyanite. But I've been wearing it a lot. And I don't know, I just really like it. But then actually this girl I met, gosh, I think her name is Taylor. Um Anywho, I'm not gonna dwell on that. But she was telling me that she would put kyanite on her third eye and then put it on her dog's third eye because it's supposed to be really good for like connecting with animals.
Ooh,
And
I
I've
love that.
actually noticed since I started wearing this necklace though that I've had like a lot of interesting wildlife encounters. Like I've seen, and like this isn't rare because it's Texas, but like they are somewhat elusive. But I have seen an armadillo a couple of times recently.
Okay, it's Texas, but it's also still Austin. I think I saw like 2 armadillos the entire time I lived there.
Right. So but I have been seeing this armadillo hanging out. I did see, well, there's this spot where I always see, well, not always, like that would be horrifying, but like where a lot, like a lot of times I see water snakes in this one spot, and I have seen quite a, there's like a really big one that's like 6 or 7 feet long. And so I'm like, sure, it's something deadly, but like, it's actually kind of fun to just like stand on the bridge and just like watch it like swimming against the current.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's having a good time.
I love it. Yeah, I've got so many so I'm not I wouldn't consider myself a crystal witch, but I have some crystals. Like I feel like Instagram has probably skewed my perception of what having a lot of crystals is like. But I do have a few that I just wanted to like pop up that are like some of my favorites, like moss agate, which
Oh,
I
of
love.
course, of
I
course.
also have, where is it? I have this beautiful ring that one of the BFFs of the podcast, Shannon, aka Haxon Wolf, made me that's moss agate, which
Oh,
is like,
gorge,
how
gorge.
perfect is it to like get a moss agate ring as a Virgo plant witch? Like,
Yeah.
but I also have this beautiful piece of quartz that came out of a candle that I was gifted by a good friend of mine, one of my Scorpio ladies, after my sister died. And I love this little quartz point. Isn't it just so like,
It's nice. It's a good, it's, I mean, sometimes, it's like,
I
you
just
go
love it.
to you
Quartz
go
is
to the
so good.
you go to the crystal shop, and sometimes it's just not hitting, but like
Yeah.
that's a nice little piece of quartz for sure.
Yeah, and I love, this stone that I have. It's like the cradle of all mankind, um, and it conducts heat really well, so when I hold
Mm.
it, it gets really, really warm quickly, which I love working with. But also, like, I feel like if you're a witch that likes rocks, like, selenite wands are so affordable and, like, they're not, like, bad for the environment, like, selenite is super plentiful, so selenite
It's
wands.
plentiful and neutral. Hey,
Exactly, exactly, which is, like, what we're about. But yeah, I have, like, a amethyst. I'm like, I really like basic bitch stones. I have, like, amethyst and rose quartz and, like,
I love a rose quartz. Love
clear
it.
quartz, like and then I have a handful of ones, like, I think this is a type of, like, green it's like a type of green jasper. I have a list somewhere of what they all are, but it's like I have some crystals, but I don't have a lot. But I also always wear now this moonstone necklace that Shannon made.
Oh, the moonstone though.
I love it. I get so many compliments on it. I also do have these, like, beautiful black opal earrings
Oh yeah. I
that I
know
like.
I saw those in your like little jewelry bowl.
Oh, they're
Like that
so
those were
good.
catching my eye. Those were catching my eye.
Also, like, in my jewelry bowl, though, it's not just, like, stone, like, stuff, it's, like, I have these beautiful little leather heart earrings that my neighbor made for me, and it's, like, that's magical. Even if it's not a
That's
stone, it's, like
handmade. That's
yeah.
handmade.
It's, like, I still charge stuff like this, and it's, like, this ring, I love this ring. It's glass, but I think it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and so it's, like, all of this goes and I do love this little bowl that I got, it's, like, Japanese, and the inside of it is all, like, flowers.
Yeah, it's almost like a teacup or like a tea bowl.
Yeah, it is. It's handmade, and I just got it at this, like, Japanese shop in Glendale. But also
Love.
in here, I keep also, like, even just my, like, plain silver earrings. Like, I have these little bats that I wear sometimes,
Oh, it's so cute.
and it's like, I just feel like that's such a missing thread. So many people talk about, like, charging your crystals, and I know we've talked about silver on here, but I'm like, any jewelry that you wear regularly, charge and cleanse it. Like, it doesn't have to be a stone or, like, fancy handmade stuff. Like, it can just be it's like, if that's your Target necklace that you wear every other day, like, cleanse it and charge it.
Yeah, like if it's something you're wearing a lot. I do. Okay, so I want to talk about since you're talking about crystals and like not being into crystals. I want to talk about something that I am fully into and endorse, which is smells.
Oh my god, yes. I'm
Because
like,
okay,
speaking of, I got so many good smells on here. Like, oh,
so I recently ran out of my favorite, which is lemongrass essential oil. Which I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get more, but I was like, I think it's time for a new smell to
like
wear
a new
out,
signature scent.
like a new signature scent. And so obviously I am who I am. I want to go with something that's like a sort of a one note natural scent, right?
You know, I need to make you some of my Godex spray that Shannon got in an order. Like, Shannon did an early order of some of my bath salts and stuff, and I
Mm-hmm.
included some of that because she's been so generous to the podcast, and I wanna make some for you because it is like full moon Leo water with mugwort tincture that's got vodka in it to stabilize, plus sweet orange and clary sage.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. Let me tell you what the new scent is though.
Okay.
Because let me tell you that I have just been dousing myself in orange blossom water.
Oh my god, speaking of, I'm, like, gonna have to make you some of this to send home with you when you come to LA in August because it's so good, and I love, like, the mugwort tincture in there, the, like, mugwort scent is, like it's good.
It's
But I've
but anywho, so but I did just want to say, so I've been dousing myself in orange blossom water, and because I feel like there's this like almost kind of like a sweet feminine energy to orange blossom that is like lemongrass is kind of aggressive. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
zing. It's very zingy. Whereas like orange blossom, it's softer.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's more elegant, but it's also like I'm really in this place where I'm struggling to give myself like the love that I need.
Yeah.
And it's like little things like that, like really do go such a long way. And like it's just like I put on my little lavender lotion and then I just like spray myself down with orange blossom water like a crazy person. And I feel so good after doing it.
I mean, can we talk about also speaking of like just channeling and things in the universe, this candle that I got that is like it is Nick scented. I do love it. It's the notes are lemon, orange blossom, and night blooming jasmine.
Oh my God.
It is like
Yeah.
Nick scented. It's so good. I recently, as far as scent magic goes, like I am all about having signature scents that change. You know, it's like you don't have to stick
Hmm.
with one forever, but I have one that I go back to time and time again. And I just like hadn't wanted to spend the money on it because I've been saving, but I finally did. And I got just like a little bottle of the perfume oil, and it's by Maison Louis Marie, and it's number 4. And like when I read you the top, mid, and base notes of this, you're going to be like, oh, of course. So the top notes sandalwood and cedarwood. The mid
Oh.
notes vetiver, nutmeg, cinnamon. The base note amberwood. It
Oh.
it makes me feel like I smell like a witch who lives in the woods in like a moss-covered cabin and communes with fairies all day.
And yes,
And
absolutely.
that's
And
always what I'm going
I think
for.
I'm sure the little touch of cinnamon
It
does a
does.
lot.
It
Does a
balances out
lot.
because I can't wear super floral scents. They end up smelling I so for me, like a perfect example of this is I got a sample of Tom Ford's Orchid perfume to try because I have a Sephora VIP because I spend too much money at Sephora. But literally, I put on like this sexy, like floral Tom Ford perfume, and I fucking smelled like a church grandma 2 hours in.
Oh, yeah.
Like it just
No,
doesn't wear well on
it's just
me.
one of those things. It's like I wish I could be one of those people who like wears like vanilla scented stuff because it's like there's
I
this girl
smell like a rotted cookie.
there is this girl at work and she's a Libra and she's like really young and I don't it's just like she literally wears like vanilla Bath and Body Works like like sugar
Warm
cookie.
sugar vanilla.
Yeah, warm sugar vanilla. It smells like a sugar cookie. Like, love that for her. And it like works for her, but then I'm like, I just don't know if that's my vibe.
I
Um,
can't do it anyway. Stuff like that wears too sweet on me, but Eric can wear, like, stuff that smells like cookies and cinnamon rolls from Bath& and Body Works, and it works for them. But I just need something that's a little dirt scented to wear on me, which
yes,
makes so
yeah.
much sense for who I am as a person, but, like, just practically I mean, speaking of, also, Nick, things that are, like, very you, I got this amazing, like, it's Sword and Shield magic oil blend that came with the, like, healing kit that I got from my work people, and in it is, like, lemongrass, and it's, like, very citrusy. There's, like, rosemary and lemongrass, and it's this little thing of oil, and I,
Ooh,
like, drop a small bit onto myself every day. But there's also this purification, and peace spray that I really love. It's, distilled water with lemon, geranium, grapefruit, juniper berry, helichrysum, and rose essential oils. Like, it's a
love it.
cr
You know what I've been wanting to get more of too, and I used to have just like a tiny little bottle of bergamot essential oil.
oh my god, I have bergamot and it's oh,
Because the
I
other day
it's sexy. Bergamot smells sexy.
I was like drinking a cup of Earl Grey tea and I was like, this is what I want to smell like.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
okay, and this is like cuckoo-lulu, but I kind of want to start making my own little colognes because I'm like, I'm so tired of like sense for men. I mean, it's like I feel like I embrace my feminine side, but fully identify as a man. And like the scents that are like targeted towards dudes are all absolutely terrible. Like I'm done with musk. I'm done with musky fragrances because I just don't
Yeah,
want
you're like,
that.
"I don't wanna smell like a middle school locker room."
No, and it's like I don't want to smell like a middle school locker room. I don't,
You don't
and it's
wanna
like
smell like an Armenian cabbie. Like,
like
the
I
options are not great
and
in
it's like
dude
I don't want to
cologne.
smell like a concept. Like I don't want to smell like a sea breeze.
Like Arctic Blast. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, like Cool Sports Rush. What the fuck is Cool Sports
oh my god,
Rush?
there is this, like okay, I'm gonna plug it because I haven't bought it yet, but let me find it. There's this, like, witchy perfume place that I started following on Instagram that I wanna try, that I have to find for you, because it is, like it is iconically witchy, like, all of the scents are so good. Like, they all just sound so magical, but you talk and let me find this real
But
quick.
so what I was saying is that I kind of want to start mixing my own colognes because I'm like I feel like bergamot is not like it's a masculine scent. Like there should be more colognes that are like bergamot based. Like
Yes, 100%. Okay, so here it is. So it's black baccara perfume, and so she has, like, a lot of perfume oils, which I love. I
mhm.
love perfume oils. So there's one that's, like, fairy forest, wild lilac, but it's, like, fairy forest aroma palette is earthy and fruity. Highlights include airy patchouli, forest floor, spearmint leaf, fresh coffee beans, and clementines. And, like, everything that this woman I'm pretty sure it's a woman, yeah, puts together, like, like I can just smell it, like, through Instagram, and I wanna buy something, I just haven't, like, gotten around to it yet because my finances have y'all, I'm gonna start Invisalign in, like, a week or 2, so I'm poor at the moment.
No,
But
that's me because I'm like paying off my I well I have the money and I'm going to do it while I have this paycheck, but I'm paying off my Airbnb for my trip. And then really the last thing after I do that, because I already have the plane tickets, is just like getting my pocket money because I am getting a whole paycheck while I'm because while I'm there or while I'm in Mexico, I will be getting a paycheck from work like that the day I go to Mexico. And it'll just be waiting for me when I come back. So it's like I can use
yeah.
that to pay my rent and stuff when I come back. So like I'm so close to having my trip paid for, which is great. But like, yeah, sometimes you just have to like slap your hand.
Yeah.
You have to slap your hand to be like, no,
I'm gonna be
no.
slapping my hand a lot for, like, 6 months. I'll let y'all know how Invisalign goes. I'm really excited. It's, like, very healing for me to finally get this fixed. I also can't wait to eat a sandwich without just pulling things off of it in the middle of, public, but means my budgeting is gonna have to happen. But on, like, a very different note, I just wanted to, like I'm reading this book right now that's really great, The Poison Path Herbal. It's Baneful Herbs, Medicinal Nightshades, and Ritual Entheogens, which we talked about entheogens in the podcast. But the author, Kobe Michael, his, like, Instagram is fantastic. But this book has been really great because one of my dreams is, like, if I ever have property, which someday I hope to, like, get a house, an old Victorian haunted house in, like, far, far, far Northern California near the Oregon border where I have, like, half an acre, because I want to have a poison garden. But I
Oh yeah.
don't want to have a poison garden when I live in a place like Park La Brea where there are a bunch of, like,
Where the
pets and
pets and
kids.
kids could get to it. You don't want that.
Yeah,
You don't
like
want that.
nah, that's not cool, but I've always wanted to have a poison garden. It's, like, one of my, like, bucket list things is to, like, have a section of my garden that's just full of, like, poisonous, dangerous plants because of course I do. And this book
Yes.
has just, like, really been, like I've really been digging into it because, like, Kobe defines himself as, like, a practitioner of the poison path of occult herbalism, and he he's just so fantastic. He lives in Florida too, which I'm like, "Wow." But Florida's great for gardening. But this book has been really, really great. So I do recommend it if you're interested in like poison plants. It does make me sad, but I also love that there's like a big like danger warning at the beginning. Um, so I like specifically, I wanted to read this, my favorite part. The information in this book can be dangerous in the wrong hands. Please do not use this information to poison an unsuspecting partner or launch any other diabolical schemes.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cut and dry, I would say.
Yeah, but it's really great. And I just like sometimes I feel like in these I like to talk about what I'm reading. I mean, this is my like witchy book I'm reading right now. On the nonfiction side, I am also reading so I really love Discworld. Like Terry Pratchett
Oh,
is
of
one of my
course, of
favorite
course.
writers. And so I am reading The Light Fantastic right now. Like speaking of witchy shit, The Light Fantastic is like basically all about Rincewind and his journey with like one of the unspoken spells from that like living grimoire. And Terry Pratchett is like the most magical human being. Like
Truly, truly,
reading
truly.
reading Discworld is fantastic, and like all of the Unseen Academy stuff with the wizards is so fun. So like on the fun side, I'm reading that, and I'm also rereading Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, that series, because the last one came out I think like last year, but I just needed a reread of the first five.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Shannon, 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 Shannon. Do you know what's happening this
What?
very year that has not happened in 10 years?
What?
The Yeah Yeah Yeahs are coming out with a new album.
Oh, I know.
I know you
Yes.
know.
Yes, yes,
I know you
yes.
know. But
Yes,
for
yes,
everyone
yes
that
for the yeah, yeah,
but
yeahs.
for everyone that doesn't know, me and Shannon are Yeah Yeah Yeahs super fans, and I will show you all my big ass Yeah Yeah Yeahs chest tattoo that I have. And but I'm going back to books though. I am reading David Mitchell, The Thousand Autumns of Jacob Disaway, which is so good. But it's one of
Mm.
those where it's like he wrote Cloud Atlas, which is not the easiest book in the world to read.
No, I have it somewhere. Oh,
The
here it is. My copy of Cloud Atlas.
the thing with David Mitchell is that oh yeah, well with the movie tie-in cover, of course.
Yep.
But the thing with David Mitchell is that his writing is so good. And the way the like stories kind of like wrap around each other, there's like an interesting structure to the narrative.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
as
he
well
does
as
interesting book structure for sure, like the story structure.
but what I will say is that it's like it takes place in Japan, like when the Dutch East India Company is like first starting to trade there. And so it's like a little bit of like a cultural mishmash of like, like two cultures encountering each other for the first time.
Hmm.
But also it's just so good and so far very emotional, a little heartbreaking. And just one of those things where it's like I know that this book is going to make me cry, but also it's
Yeah.
just like it's so dense that I keep having to like put it down and read something a little lighter.
I love those books, but yeah, you have to like I mean, speaking of, I just like put my other books back up there, but you guys can see I'm going to show you my bedside table that is this is like unfiltered because I haven't reorganized it from last night, but hold on, let me switch camera. Oh, there we go. Of course, now it switches. So here's my bedside table. You'll notice stack of books
Oh,
on my
sure.
bedside table, which is like 3 arrows. But I also wanted like Nick and I are big readers, so I'm like, here are a few bookshelves in my room
Not a big,
and
no big deal. Just your room is a
NBD.
library. Your room is a
Also,
library.
my laundry. Gonna quickly pan past that.
Oh my
Um,
God. Okay, so we are actually running low on time because I just got that very magical text message that it is time for me to go shopping. Um,
Yay!
okay,
Well,
so one more thing. One more thing. I want to talk about a dream that I had last night
ooh,
because, and you will like this. You will like this because for some reason, you, me, and Corey Keyzar, we can, I guess, edit her name out. You know what? It's fine.
It's fine.
You, me,
This
and
is just
Corey.
for the Patreon. If you're paying
Yeah,
for it, don't be weird to her.
don't be weird to Corey Keyzar. You, me, and Corey Keyzar, we're all moving into like an old house together. And there was legitimately like a library parlor. But like literally, when I tell you, it was so gorgeous and everything was like wood paneled. And you know when stuff is like wooden, but it's been like well oiled and it kind of like has that glow.
Oh yeah, it looks otherworldly almost.
And like the whole house was that. And like I'm manifesting that for you because that was such a beautiful house. And if you, me, and Corey Kizar end up being roommates, oh,
Stranger Things.
because the thing was it was in England,
Okay.
and
Well,
we were all chipping in to buy the house, so it was kind of like maybe like a Golden Girls situation.
okay. I'm not mad. I mean, you know that property up in Eureka that I'm obsessed with on Zillow that's like basically two Victorian houses and a cottage on one piece of property is still on the market. I mean,
Oh
it's like
yeah,
1.5 million if
yeah,
anyone
yeah,
wants to
yeah.
buy it for
Yeah, we're
us,
all
but
let's chip in. Let's chip in.
right. But yeah, and I also will end with us both sharing recent dreams because this is a dream that I'm wanting to like manifest into reality because as many of you know, work is difficult and I want to be a full-time herbalist eventually, but that's really challenging. But I had this dream like 2 nights ago that I got a check for $33,000 from my employer that I was able to use to pay off a bunch of bills, which had like pay off a bunch of debt, which is always the thing keeping me from being able to transition full time because I have debt because I grew up poor and had no money. Um, and had to like pay bills in college and move cross country, yada, yada, yada. But manifesting that, like, it was also just a very specific amount of money, which I
Yeah,
found interesting. So
and we're
there's no,
talking about. I just want to say we're talking about it. It's 3:30 here.
yeah.
33,000. Just saying, just saying. It's
Yeah. So just like keep that out. Y'all keep a dream journal. You should keep a dream journal.
okay. I actually okay. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, but this is patio ladies. And you know, I have to say it. I have to say it. So we were talking about this at work the other day, and someone was telling me, or no. It was on Poog, but I was at work setting up the bar. Anywho, love Poog, by the way. If you don't know it, it's Goop backwards, and it literally is a lifestyle podcast, unlike Wands and Franz, who we occasionally do like a lifestyle kind of episode like this for the Patreon, and y'all love it. So just fucking deal with it. But they were saying that there's this thing where like if you keep a dream journal and you're one of those people who can't remember your dreams, you make shit up and then eventually your brain will realize that it's like less effort to just remember the dreams that you had instead of like coming up with fake dreams to write down. And you'll start remembering your dreams was what they were saying. And I was like, well, I always remember my dreams because I did a lot of work with that in my teens.
Yeah.
Um, and just kind of like set myself up for success. Like no offense, but I am better than people who don't remember their dreams. So uh,
Yeah, my Pisces moon has always been able to like remember my dreams, but I do have to, this is my dream journal.
oh, love that. Love that. Well, okay, you guys. So I think that's a good place to stop for patio
Yeah.
ladies for me. And honestly, yeah, like this was a good one. And you know, hit us up if you want to talk more about psychedelic shit because
Yeah.
really I've been kind of vibing with it myself lately. So
Yeah, I haven't done it recently, but I have Nick and I both have a lot of experiences with it. It has been nice to like spend some quality bedroom time with y'all. I've been recording in the bedroom recently, but I just feel this felt like you guys like really got into my bedroom, which
also, I've been recording in my bedroom a lot. I mean, I pretty much always record in my bedroom, but I've been like recording in bed ever since I got a new bed, and it's like a lot firmer than my old bed, so I can like actually have the stuff flat enough to like have my mic set up and like have my laptop set up. But
Yeah.
don't y'all love this tapestry? Like my little forest tapestry, like
I mean, I'm really surprised that you don't have any, like, beautiful fly agaric in there. Like,
I mean, I didn't make the tapestry.
I
I
feel
just
like you
I
you should,
purchased it.
like you should have some representation somewhere, though,
I know.
of,
But
like,
I've
the
got
amanitas in your bedroom.
I've got my forest tapestry, so when I wake up, I feel like I'm in the woods, and then I've got you can see behind me the frame, but you probably can't see the picture, but I've got the little baby cherubs,
I love your baby
because
cherubs.
I did move them because I like to see them. I think that
Yeah.
I like to see them. And then actually, one final note here. They're selling Mama's house, which should happen pretty quickly because of how the market is. But I'm getting my paintings from her soon. So
Oh, yay.
yeah.
That's nice. I mean, it's sad, but it's nice.
And I'm like, I want to hang them up in my room, but I think that will make me sad. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with them.
Well, I feel like you'll know when you have them in the space.
I yeah.
You'll know.
I'll trust my intuition. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go shopping and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go buy some weed. So I have to end it here
No,
because
for sure.
I will say that like ever since I said pesto pasta with tomatoes, like literally my stomach has been like go, 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 go,
Yeah.
go. Like
I need to go eat. All I've been this is cold brew coffee. I need to go eat some food, but, um, we love you guys, Patreon
uh,
supporters.
hey, well,
Bye.
till next time, patio ladies.
Adios, muchachos. Okay, bye.
Bye.